What's up, Star Wars fans? So you've read the title of this video, you've seen the thumbnail, and I've got a mission today. The mission, ladies and gentlemen, is I want J.J. Abrams to see this video. It's a message directly to him, explaining exactly how I feel about him and what he's done for Star Wars, and the only way he's ever going to see this video is if you awesome people help me out. So if you can do me a massive, massive favour, please drop a comment, leave a like, share this video. I don't care who you share it with your grandma, share it with your cat. I hope this video gets enough traction that somehow, in this galaxy we live in, this video lands on his desk or on his phone or whatever and he watches it. So this is my video for J.J. Abrams. Now I genuinely have nothing prepared. I have no script, no bullet points. This is coming straight from me little nerd heart. But I do know where I want to start, and I'm going back 10 years. 10 years, ladies and gentlemen, to 2009 Star Trek. Now, I don't think I've ever said it on my channel, but I don't like Star Trek, and I never have. Ever since I was a kid, I never gravitated towards Star Trek. I mean, my dad is like the biggest Star Trek fan ever, but it just never landed with me. If I'm being totally transparent, I always thought it was kind of dumb. Kind of dumb. I mean, they were wearing the same colours, just I didn't like it, man. It was proper weird. Obviously, Star Wars is another thing completely, that's like taken over my life. But Star Trek, not so much. But in 2009, J.J. Abrams made that Star Trek movie and I love it. I genuinely love that movie so much. For me personally, it's a 10 out of 10. I love the story, I love the characters, I love the way JJ directs his movies, I love his colour palette, I love the lens flares, I love the whole mystery side of things. And he does this epic thing where he makes science fiction like really detailed, really sharp, but it's never too much where it's over the top. He knows the perfect balance. And yeah, just that movie is, I love it. I really love it. And then a few years later, he made Into Darkness. Now I know for a fact, I've said on this channel before, I prefer villains. Movies, games, TV shows. If it has a good villain, I'm on board, mate. I'm on board. I gravitate, I empathise, I sympathise. I just love villains so much, and he brought Benedict Cumberbatch, who's one of my favourite actors of all time, and Benedict as a villain in that movie is excellent, mate. I love it so much. Another 10 out of 10 in my nerdy opinion. Now, the reason I'm talking about Star Trek, ladies and gentlemen, and as I sit here in a colouring t-shirt and a Star Wars hat, is because with those movies, JJ changed my mind on Star Trek. I watched the 2009 Star Trek, I watched Into Darkness, and I thought to myself, like, I might be missing something here. These movies are so good. And I actually went back and watched some of the original movies, and I watched Next Generation, Voyager. He changed my mind, and the reason I'm mentioning it is because he's doing it right now with Star Wars. When it was announced that JJ was going to be directing The Force Awakens, I was over the moon, mate. I didn't have a single % inside me of me worrying or just anything. I was totally on board. I said to like all my friends and family, man, I'm so on board. Whatever JJ makes, I know I'm gonna love it. Episode 7's really special for me, man. That film means so much to me that I need to make a separate video. I think I'll make it closer to when episode 9 comes out. That movie's just got a special place in my heart. I'll go into more details for that video, but that movie, yeah, I just... it's everything for me. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is, like, the current state of Star Wars and the fans and just that side of stuff. Now, it's no secret that a certain generation of, like, Star Wars fans, probably my generation and a little bit older, they're not too happy with the sequel trilogy, and they've been very vocal about it. Now, me personally, I love Star Wars, man. I love it. I mean, I'm always throwing my hype and positivity at the camera because Star Wars is my favourite thing of all time. I don't dislike anything about them. I love every single movie. Yeah, there's obviously bits in them which I'm not too happy with, but there is no bad Star Wars movie. I don't care what anyone says. I love them all on like different levels, obviously, but as like a package, if you will, I'm a Star Wars fan through and through. I'll sit there in the movie theatre. If it's got Star Wars in it, I'm excited, I'm happy. Now, when the OG trilogy came out, I was super young, man, and I didn't, like, fully understand and appreciate what I was watching. My, like, trilogy, shall we say, is actually the prequel trilogy, because that's what I was properly grown up with. I mean, I was in school, right, and I still remember leaving school the day Revenge of the Sith came out, and that movie is That, I'm lost for words, mate. Revenge of the Sith is a masterpiece, mate. I don't care what anyone says. So my trilogy is the prequel trilogy, but obviously, like, the OG trilogy is untouchable, mate. They are the masterpieces, they're untouchable, and I love all 6 of them. Now, going back to, like, the fans that are not very happy with the sequel trilogy now, ever since I made this YouTube channel back in April 2019, I don't even have a number, right, of how many Instagram messages, YouTube comments, emails of just people in their, like, late teens or very early 20s, and they're all like saying the same thing, and I'm gonna break down what it is they're saying. To summarise, ladies and gentlemen, they don't like Star Wars. They don't like Star Wars, and they do not see the appeal of the OG trilogy. Just the amount of people that have said, like, the CGI in the OG trilogy is bad. The acting's bad. They don't get this whole, like, stop motion, miniatures, old school way of filming. They think the fights are slow, which in turn makes the fights suck. And there's no, like, big twists and turns. I mean, I had a person messaging me literally yesterday, and she said, like, when she was growing up, every single person, like, in her classroom knew Darth Vader's Luke Skywalker's father. So for her and, like, her friends and just that generation in general, which is like the generation now, I guess, there's no weight behind it because everyone knows it. Another person said a very similar thing, like, Empire Strikes Back. Han Solo is frozen in carbonite, but he's in the trailer for episode 7. So that automatically means, like, nothing. And this generation is, like, so hooked on, like, cool action scenes, fast-paced fights, CGI, that, believe it or not, the prequel trilogy is holding up very well, man, especially with, like, the younger audience. But the key point I'm getting at, ladies and gentlemen, and JJ, if you're watching, which I hope you are, you've done for those people what you've done for me with Star Trek. Just the amount of people that have said Star Wars Episode 7, believe it or not, is their first Star Wars movie they've ever seen. Because it's like their generation of Star Wars. It's a clean slate for them. They can go in completely fresh. And you have changed their mind. You've changed their mind, you've made them go back, and apparently the, like, trend now is to go from 1 to 7 or 1 to 8 now, whatever. That debate is for another video if you watch, like, 4, 5 and 6 and then 1, 2, 3, or you just go straight 1 to 6. But the most important thing, you are helping a younger generation appreciate the OG trilogy and the sequel trilogy, and for that, just, I'm eternally grateful. And I think a lot of people should be, man, because I want Star Wars to go on for, like, another century, mate. And hopefully, like, every single generation will have, like, their trilogy, and they will love and appreciate it, and they'll watch all the other movies. And JJ, you've made it happen, man, and just, I want to say massive thank you for that, seriously. I know there's that little saying, like, if you can change one person's mind, then you've done a good thing. But I've seen it in the comments, the emails, the DMs on Instagram. There's a lot, man. I'm talking hundreds, mate. And I ain't some, like, big social media or massive YouTuber. I'm just a dude in his bedroom who loves Star Wars, mate. But yet, people reaching out to me and saying how much the sequel trilogy means to them, and it, like, they really feel, like, worried to speak out about it. And I just want to let you know, man, JJ, you've done a tremendous, epic job, mate, with The Force Awakens, and you're finishing the saga. 4 decades, you're finishing the 9th movie. I can't be more happy, seriously. There are so many Jedi Master directors right now, I mean, with different franchises. I mean, we'll use the MCU, for example. There are some mega directors who do action in just next level ways. But as I always am, I'm going to be totally honest with you guys and girls. I don't want, and I wouldn't pick any other director other than J.J. Abrams to finish episode 9. And I truly, wholeheartedly mean that, man. I am forever, eternally grateful, JJ, for what you've done for Star Wars. I'm so pleased you're finishing episode 9. With all these negative people and moaners and whatever, there's not a single bit in me, same as Force Awakens. I'm not worried, man. Genuinely, truthfully, I'm not worried. I know, because I trust you, JJ, wholeheartedly, that you're going to smash episode 9 so much. I had a DM sent to me, right, on Instagram, and it was literally about 2 hours before I turned on my camera. And this dude literally said, like, he doesn't like the other Star Wars films, but, you know, this is, like, his trilogy. A lot of, like, his generation, his friends, they're all super hyped about it, and he can't wait to see it. But the thing for him that he's so happy about, because of his dad, who's, like, in his late 40s now, he said, like, Palpatine was the biggest movie villain when these movies first came out, he had so much hype. He was pure evil. He was the man. Because that character is in his generation Star Wars film, aka Rise of Skywalker, his son is like stupidly happy. Stupidly happy. He's got his cinema tickets booked. He's going with his dad, and just that makes me so happy, man. Truthfully, that makes me so happy. Right, so I have a tendency to like waffle on and on and on, so I'm going to try and cut this video short now, but I want to say, JJ Abrams, I hope to God you can see my stupid face on your screen right now. If I could see you and give you a bro hug, I would, but the chances of that, I mean, just Jabba the Hutt's got more chances of being in the Rise of Skywalker than I've got of giving you a bro hug, man. Just, yeah. I really hope this video of me in my bedroom lands in front of your eyes at some point in time, because I want to say thank you, man. Thank you so much. You've helped a younger generation of Star Wars fans revitalise the franchise, and the younger audience are appreciating the prequels and the OG trilogy so much more because of what you've done in The Force Awakens and how you're going to do it again in Episode 9. I can't be happier. I'm a true Star Wars fan, and I want to say I love you, man. You are just the man. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this video. I truly hope the mission is completed at some point in time. I truly want to say thank you so much for watching my content, showing me love. I love you all. May the Force be with you, and as always, remember, you will subscribe.